So, ngiyahlonipha.
Let's watch some of the Penuel says here. The caption of the title of the video says Zola calls out Penuel for saying he will stop maintaining his children. Now, for those of you who don't know, as according to my best of knowledge, I almost fell, bro. According to my best of knowledge, I think Penuel has like multiple kids with different baby mamas. That's what he said. I saw a clip. He said he has multiple kids with different baby mamas. So in this clip, the title says he will stop maintaining them. I want to find out. There's another clip also that I saw that he was saying. Wait, I will remember and I'll say it. It was very interesting. It goes well with the goes well or it aligns with the title of the video where it says he will stop maintaining the children. I think he was talking to that American guy. Is it Dr. Omar or what?
Okay.
I think he got called out by Dr. Omar for him having different baby mamas and staying with the baby mamas. I just think. Let me just finish.
Me as an individual.
Yeah, you as an individual.
Oh, ngiyabonga.
Yeah, ngiyahlonipha.
Ozongithethisa. Oh,
Yeah,
let me
I'm
brace
laying the
myself.
foundation.
I know where this is going.
Asivalela.
Okay, Zola, go for it. Damn.
Penuel. Yeah, so Penuel, mina ngintombazane yomZulu. I'm very proud of the fact that ngikhuliswe kwaZulu by a Zulu dad and a Swati mom. And besmula ekhaya, usiko lasekhaya ukumula. In other words, we needed to stay virgins until the age of 21 and then celebrate the fact that we stayed virgins. Whatever it means to my father and whatever it means to us as girls. My father had 4 daughters and 1 son, Utonga.
Shout out to your father.
Right?
I've never heard anyone use the term ukumula.
Yeah.
Sazu memulo, that coming of age at 21.
Yeah.
But ukumula is the term I'm hearing for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, ukumula phela kuhambiselana nomemula. Like my little sister sokwenza umemulo wakhe in a couple of months.
Congrats to her.
Yeah. And she's 23. Hey. So anyway, the reason I'm giving you this background, outside of being proud of my structure, is I did my best to grow up ngiphathe kahle, to behave the way my parents taught me, to behave the way my culture and my religion, coaches me to behave. I thought, that I was smart enough to navigate life to a point where it's comfortable. But of course, life doesn't work like that. Yabo. And so one of the things that is in Pataga.
One thing about life, it never goes exactly according to plan. It goes around there, maybe along the lines of where I think there's one of these saying, I'm not a big motivational person. That is a lie. I am. But I think one of the best description that describe how you can plan your life and stuff like that is that, first of all, you can't guarantee anything, but your habits shape the person you will be in the future. I think that is the best one, because even if you plan your life, it never goes exactly ahead how you plan it. But then your habits does actually determines what kind of person you will be within a month or 3 months or within a year and stuff like that.
I be about myself. I don't
tell me if you agree with me. I think that was one of everyone. I think one of these saying everyone can actually agree with.
Generally take part in regret. Because leonto le ikwenzele ulcer, it's useless. But ikhona la uyishaya khona yabo, and is becoming a single mom. Yabo, I went to varsity to go get an LLB degree, and I did. I refused to date. I refused to date so much that my dad said, "Hey mntana, sifuna ukukhuluma nawe la. Yazi ukuthi umungekho, umuthanda abantu intombazane, sakubona ukuthi awujoli. Uthanda amantombazane, kuzoba nzima nyana." Yeah, I loved it. I was like, I was not expecting that conversation. He drove all the way. I was staying in Reyes.
I say the easiest way to be celibate is if you don't have any sexual experience. That is the easiest way. Once you engage in the sexual experience and relationship experience, it's very hard to discipline yourself. Are there people who are able to discipline themselves? Yes. But in the point of the way she did it, she was like, I'm not even gonna engage in the first place. That is the best way to say. Like I think it goes well with the saying of like, prevention is better than cure. Not starting to never to let me say this. I think this one is a perfect example. Not even trying to smoke is easier than trying to quit the smoke. You know what I'm saying? If I say I'm not even gonna try a cigarette ever, it's much easier than someone who's smoking trying to quit it. You get?
in varsity.
I was worried about you being lesbian. Khululeka ubathanda abafana.
Yabona nje mekunjalo. Hey, what's izandla? Yeah, I was like, where does that come from? Hi, Baba, I just want to finish my degree.
Yeah.
Because I tried this dating thing. It didn't work out. It doesn't work out when you insist on staying a virgin, this dating thing.
Yeah, generally.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Generally.
So
That is 100% true. If you're a girl, you want to stay a virgin, please just stay away from dating in general, bro. Because here's the thing, the girls have this ideology, and it's not the first time that I have it. They think that if a guy likes you or loves you, he doesn't want bumps. That is not true. What I like to say is this: when a guy doesn't like you, he still wants bumps. If a guy likes you and loves you, he still wants bumps. So just stay away from it in general. It's much easier.
So let me study, yabo. So when I finished, I got the LLB degree, and then I was now in final year when I met the person I have kids with, right? I gave him the skeleton of how my fairy tale vision of a relationship is. I want this. I'd like to be treated like this, and I'm very scared of being cheated on. I'm scared of this and whatnot and whatnot. And at the end of that 5-year period, I had 2 boys with him, and we broke up while I was pregnant with the second baby. And his summary to me as the relationship was ending was, you gave me the footprint of how to, pretend to you and how to break your heart. Because he actually played out my worst case scenario. But that's fine. That's his journey. It's got nothing to do with me. Now, where I'm going again with this personal background is, Mengi Tetisa, you must self-reflect. I say, I shouldn't have had kids now. I shouldn't have been fooled by the things he was doing because they were exactly what I had told him. I should have done better. This is me. I'm not saying I'm correct or wrong. This is me.
Personal accountability.
Yeah. Now, with all of that pain and history, because it's a pain to be a single mom when it's something you never intended on being. It's a pain.
I don't think any girl or any woman out there plans to be a single mom. Maybe there's one crazy ones in some of them, but I would say most of the girls, the majority of women, don't even plan to be single moms. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm not a very big political person. I think this is a very big stigma around black people around the world. It's not just in South Africa, around the world. It is not ashamed. I think it's even encouraged to impregnate women and then leave them. If you see white women all over around, not even white women, white people all over around the world, even the Asians, I would say, I don't know much about the Indians, the Asians and the white people in general, it is frowned upon. You're not respected as a man if you impregnate a woman and then you don't take care of that woman or you leave that woman to be. That is why they obviously now in this day and age that thing is growing in the white communities. But if you look at millennials, I would say maybe in the past 20 years or 30 years, I think 20 years, 25 years, right? It has not been frowned upon in the black communities to leave a woman with a children, with a child or with children. So, but then in the white communities, it has been frowned upon. It's like your peers and the people you work with don't respect you when you impregnate a woman and then you leave them. You know what I'm saying? Some people even say it goes well with the music culture, with the hip hop culture, fuck bitches and whatever. And then it encourages, and to be fair, some people might not think being a single mom is not a big deal, but it is. It's like the biggest thing. It's like the biggest problems. Let me give you an example that I had. Single motherhood, not that it's the fault of a woman or saying, but single motherhood, single children that are raised by mothers and stuff like that, by women and stuff like that. I don't even know how to describe the concept, but then the details of it is like this. It contributes, those children become the degenerate of society. What I mean by that, most people who are in jail are raised by single mothers. Most homeless people are raised by single mothers. Most poor people are raised by single mothers. Most what they're raised by single mothers. Not that it's the problem is the woman, but I think the problem is the man, because we as black, and I count myself in, that is why my biggest wishes is that the woman that I'm gonna have, that I'm gonna impregnate, I wish deep down at least I will do my best to try to be with them. You know what I'm saying? Or to be entirely fully involved in that, in that child's life. I think that is something we need to start promoting. And yeah, man, I know it sounds idealistic, sounds not achievable, but I don't know, man. I think there's no opposite. You can't think the opposite. It's either we continue living the same way it is, but it won't make things better. But I think times are changing. I think times are changing though.
Pain, as foolish as it was to be the single mom, but it is still a pain. Yabo lento kuthiwa noma wrong kodwa still uyayifeel iswazi noma you were naughty, don't drink and drive. But even if you were naughty and you had alcohol and you drove and you crashed, you're still going to feel the pain of the crash.
Painful.
Just because it was wrong doesn't mean the pain is not going to come. So yeah, babuhlungu lento ukuthi ngibe usingle mom. Now the last thing, as I'm reflecting and feeling this pain, I would need is the person I had these kids with and it didn't work out, to use a platform I don't have access to and say this and this and this is how incorrect my baby mama is, and as a result I'm not saying that's what you said. I'm saying that's the pain you touched, you invoked when you boldly stated my baby mama is wrong, therefore ngiyaphuma. Okay, I'm not going to go into details. It's your story, it's not mine. Mina nje ngitshela ukuthi this is my painful story, and as a person ohloniphayo ngafunda leyo nto leyo, and that pain ngayizwa futhi. Yabo? So yeah, I wanted to share that with you. Now, with that being said, I have legal solutions to what you stated. From how I understand, you can correct me, you stated, if I'm being deprived of visitation rights or access to my child, then I'm not going to be giving financial support. I will catch up with the financial support later when my child comes to me. And I disagree with that holistically.
Okay, I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that, but let's hear her points.
For two reasons. Reason number one is there is a matter. I actually spoke to my friend. She's an attorney and she deals with family law. L. Jacobs, Laurentia Jacobs. Laurentia Jacobs. This morning, I said to her, please, can you talk to me about how Penuel can gain access to his children? She says there's two processes. The one is a high court. There goes that high court. There goes that high court. The one is a high court and family advocate. Each high court has a family advocate office across from that court where people can go and draw up parenting plans.
Oh my God, bro. They're speaking about things that I don't even know. All right, let's hear. Let's prepare, bro. Let's prepare.
It's supervised. There's professionals that are involved in the whole process. Once the parenting plan is there, then they take it over to the building that is the high court and they make it a formal court order. Anyone who goes against it is obviously breaking law. That's the one. She says, I'm not a fan of it because it takes a while. The one I'm a fan of is the children's court. The children's court one is more simple because there's a form. She says, I'll email it to you because I'm coming to talk to you.
No problem.
So she says, I'll email it to you tomorrow. The reason for this is why I prefer that one. It's because you just simply you can get an attorney or you can DIY it. You go to the children's court, they are sitting at the local magistrate's court. Each local magistrate court has a children's court in it. You get this form, you fill it in, and you get a date that takes about 4 weeks.
Sure.
Yes, a Penuel. After 4 weeks, you go there, you stand in front of the presiding officer, and you plead your case. You say, this is the ngifuna abantwana bami beze egoli. She's so caught up in her emotions that she's not seeing the bigger picture. Yoguti, it benefits my children when I'm in their lives. Because women do. They get caught up in the heartache.
Yeah, bro. And that's another thing that I don't think I've mentioned earlier in the video, but it is true that usually in the family court and stuff like that, when you guys divorce, or let's say for example, the guy cheats and then the marriage start breaking, and then obviously the woman is mad, understandably so. They weaponize the thing. They weaponize the relationship. They weaponize the kids by taking the kids from you. So they hurt you back as a guy by taking the kids from you. You know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna weaponize your kids, you're gonna say, let's say for example, right? Just because a guy cheated on you, which I'm not saying it's a simple thing. Let me paint the whole picture for you so you guys can understand. This is the couple. They've been married for 5 years. They have 2 kids, right? The guy cheats. When the guy cheats, the woman finds out, and then the woman breaks, and they break up, right? They break up. Obviously, the woman is hurt. In most situations, the woman will try to weaponize those kids, taking them away from you. You know what I'm saying? Taking away from you. And then you end up in a situation where a guy is like, I'm not gonna support the kids if you're gonna take them away from me. And even the courts agree with the woman. They're like, take the kids away from the man. Because let's be fair, the family court does favor women in general most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Because they are the takers, the naturals most of the time, right? So, and then you end up in a situation where like a guy doesn't want to pay child support because it is not even allowed to see the kids or to spend time with the kids. And then the woman is using the kids to hurt the guy back because the guy cheated, you know what I'm saying? But also even some other reasons, you know what I'm saying? I think Canada is the worst. If you read the family courts of Canada, they are crazy, bro. If you think the family courts in South Africa are crazy, even though I don't know much about them, I would bet my entire wealth that the Canada family courts are crazy, bro. I'm just gonna give you an example. You can find yourself, they are crazy and they are bad for the guy. You've been in a relationship or married, the same example that I gave you, a couple that's married for 5 years, they have 2 kids, right? The woman can go cheat, come back, break up with you, initiate a divorce, take half of your shit, and even demand you not only to pay child support, but I think it's called alimony for like 15 to 20 years. It's just crazy, bro. So you not only your wife gonna cheat on you, they can also initiate a divorce after that, and then you still be forced. I mean, I understand the child support, you still lose the kids. It's just there's some of the examples that I've read from Canada, the extreme, maybe it's just the extreme version of it, but it did happen
so much that they use it as his twepu to the dad, and sometimes as they hit the dad, they hit the child. And it's like the rage and anger and resentment and whatever the emotions are blind them so much that they carry on with this action, and it's wrong. Ngiyayikhuza nayo le nto le njengoba ngikhuluma nawe nayo ngikhuluma nawe, oh mama, stop it ngale nto yokusebenzisa abantwana to hurt men that hurt you, because once a man has walked out of your life, he doesn't care so much, you can't hurt him. So the only person you're hurting really is your child. So stop that nonsense. So mufika laphaya ufike ubatshele, this is the case, I'm in Johannesburg, my children are in KZN or Cape Town, whatever the case may be. And she says the reason I love that process is because even at that first date, they can give you an interim order. An interim order is an order that's temporary. That's going to be made a final order later or amended in its nature. They give you an interim order right there and they say, starting this coming week, Penuel is going to have 4 days with his kids.
Sure.
Next year, 3 years from now, in 2 weeks. Yeah, so that's process number 1, which is the legal process. Now, sometimes, available mama can be very intense. They're engineering. Distraction. Hey, yeah, I know it. Yeah, and I know it because I've seen it, but I also know it because I felt pain and I could have gone that way. I have a very strong praying mother. What's
your mom?
I'm alive.
Your Swati mom?
Yeah, my Swati mom. Yeah, I'm alive. I'm here for you. You don't have to carry the resentment and anger. Just reflect. And they're great with their great grandparents. Now, the second reason I'm having this discussion with you is there is a concept called a family trust. Okay, you, Penuel, have the ability to found this trust, to be a founder of it, where we draft what is called a trust deed and we fill in some forms, acceptance of your duty as a founder and trustee, and we appoint people to assist you. So you are a founder, you are also a trustee, and the act says minimum 2 trustees. So it's you, or even your baby mama. Because what I'm trying to get to here is, as people, we must understand each other. Yes, the relationship didn't work out. Polani, move on. Okay, now that the relationship hasn't worked out, what are the emotions? Okay, usakwatil, I'll give you some time, but also keep in mind, those children don't have all the time we keep giving each other.
Sure.
Cool. Now, when you finished getting over the emotional turmoil, come to your logical, because it's hlakanphile here. uNkulunkulu wasipha indalo, intelligence.
Wow, this one sounds good on paper, bro. But, bro, when some people are hurt, they're hurt forever, bro. I think mostly this example that obviously I think emotions, it's science. It's science. It's not even me. I'm not the one saying this. Women feel more negative emotions than guys do. You know what I'm saying? But I can bet you guys, if I also there are guys who are hurt from a relationship, they never recover from it. They never recover from it. So when a woman, in terms of even scientifically, when women feel more negative emotions, imagine if that woman feels hurt from that relationship. Bro, just imagine, bro. I don't think she will ever come to any logical conclusion. At least most of them. I'm not saying all, but at least most of them.
Come to a point where you don't have to be friends, you don't have to bride together, you don't have to hang out, but you can be trustees of a trust where the children you had together are beneficiaries.
Correct.
Right? It's just an office. You don't even have to hold meetings. It's just a tool you use to protect whatever it is that you're building for the benefit of the beneficiary. Children. Exactly. So baby mama lo osaphatheke kabi ngiyabonga excuse phela how
Babili, by the way.
Yeah?
Babili.
Okay, Babin?
Yeah.
So baby mama laba basaphatheke kabi. This is me giving them the olive branch. Sure. If abakokwazi ukwehlisa imoya kwamanje abakhumbule lento engiqeda ukisho ukuthi uswazi labo alishaya uPenuel lishaya ingane zabo.
Correct.
Abavumi ukuba ama trustees nawe. We draft. I will do it. I'll do it for you, Penuel. Hey, I won't even charge you a cent. And you are the founder. She is the trustee. You are the trustee. The child or two children are the beneficiaries. We register it, we get a letter of authority, we open a trust account, we file those documents. Yeah. We digitize them in case we lose the originals, we file the originals and we put them away in a folder. Each time we put an asset in the trust, we keep putting it in this file, whether digital or the physical file. We start off with an account that has money in it. So if mama bathathi imali zabantwana bayothenga izinto ezibizayo, put it in the trust. Don't give them access to that account. Even as you open the account, don't even make them a trustee. But do use the structure because it exists and it exists to benefit the children where humans fail them. Yeah. So
thank you. Jeez, I'm going to have to take it all the way back. But before I do, a rough estimate for people that are going to be watching of the cost of the family trust, because they might be like, I think I need that.
I need the structure. Well, look, I think it's about 10K.
10,000.
Yeah, to just register it. But there's two types of ways to get this trust done. There's your financial institutions, your banks, your fiduciary companies. Those will charge you a percentage of how much you intend on putting in that trust, which then equates to quite a high cost, which then makes people not go through that process. So I'm more for the DIY route.
10,000.
Get your own trust, register to a once-off fee, and then you have 10K. A tax practitioner that you use. Are you practicing? I heard you say you're studying tax.
No, I'm not practicing at all.
Do you intend on going back to practice?
Zero. Zero. It's a story for another day.
Okay, we'll take a look.
Don't touch my pains. No, I'm kidding. I wasn't built for that type of work. I'm doing what I think I'm more called for.
Yeah, I get you. I hear you. Right. So the second route, we all have tax practitioners because we want to be tax compliant. So give your tax practitioner your letter of authority and let them just do the annual tax of it. Sure. If you don't invest,
bruh, nothing that I'm scared of like tax, bro. The day they come for me, now I'm still poor. SARS, then I'm still poor. The day they come, bro, oh my God. Hopefully that day I don't own anything and I'm just in debt.
Money is in it and it doesn't earn an income, your tax returns will most probably come back as null. It's when you are starting to generate an income in your trust that it's taxed, and trusts are taxed at quite a high tax, 45%.
It's 45 now.
Bro, tax is just a scam, bro. Why would you? It's like they're punishing you for making money. Although when you start making money and start becoming rich, you start finding new ways how to avoid paying tax. But tax is crazy, bro. That's why it's called the tax bracket. I don't know if you guys know this example. There's this example that people saying, like right now in dating, the guys will be like, I only want to date girls that are in the same tax bracket as me. So what that term means, for those of you who don't know, right? There's different tiers of tax you have to pay in percentage according to how much money you're making. So if you're making 50K per month, you might pay maybe 19%. If you're making 200K per month, you might pay maybe 21% or 25%. And then if you're making 500K, you might pay 36%. If you're making 1 million per month, you might pay 45%. That's what's called tax bracket. So the tax bracket is you pay how much tax according to how much money you make. So usually is that the more money that you're making, the more tax you're going to pay. Disgusting if you ask me.
Yeah, let's not talk about trust. I was just asking for interest. So you can go through the banks, etc. They charge a percentage of how much is in there.
Yeah.
And then if you do it yourself,
And an annual fee. An annual fee.
And then with
if you DIY,
you're looking at minimum about 10,000.
10,000 to register it. Yeah, could be more.
And then your income is taxed at 45%.
Don't generate an income. Just put capital assets in there. Put a house and cars.
We'll unpack trust because I think those are your passion.
Yeah.
That's your passion talk.
I talk
we'll have to
about
do
them
that
a lot.
maybe for.
I run workshops on trusts.
Yeah, maybe we'll do an hour of that, and I'll raise all my issues with trusts.
Okay, perfect.
And then you'll counter them.
Yeah, of course.
In that, I just wanted to ask that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that solution.
Okay.
For myself and other.
Abobab.
It's not just for families that are broken up. For people to know, even if your family is intact.
Yeah.
Can set up a family trust for the benefit of your kids.
100%.
Thank you.
You're right about that. Yeah.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? With your boy.